everyone. My name is Vernisa.
Hey, y'all. This is Jen.
And this is our podcast,
Speak Up.
What's up, Jen?
Hey, girl.
How are you?
I'm good. It feels good to be back. How are you?
I'm feeling good. It feels good to be here, right, too. I'm very excited, too, that we made it to episode 47.
Dude, 47. I can't even believe that at this point.
Just going and going. For those of you that don't know, me and Jen are best friends, and we created this podcast to use our voices to motivate people to overcome life's challenges through self-love and respect.
That's right. Self-love and respect are always important, and especially with everything going on, it's super important at this point.
Right? So today, y'all gonna like this one. Our title is How Thick?
Ooh.
I know y'all was wondering, what are they talking about? We was getting all kind of little comments and DMs and stuff. How thick? Today we talking about embracing your curves.
That's right. You know, I mean, we are thick women. So, of course, we had to dedicate an episode to just embracing all of the thickness that we have and just learning to love ourselves, you know. I did want to put this out there that we're not body shaming. We're not saying, you know, any particular body type is better than anything. This is our experience, obviously being two women of color who are more curvaceous. So just enjoy the episode. Hopefully, you know, some of the lessons apply to you regardless of what your body shape looks like or what gender you identify with or regardless. But yeah, just enjoy the show.
Yeah, like I think we decided to, you know, we decided to talk about this because, you know, I feel like body image is a big topic. You know, I feel like it's always been, you know, you see the magazines, you see this is trending, this body shape is in, this is in, you know, people feel like they want to make changes to their body because they're not fitting that. And, you know, we just think, you know, that's a part of self-love too, is embracing who you are, embracing your body and, you know, rocking with it. You know, I feel like that's one of the biggest forms of self-love.
I agree. I mean, anybody, you know, with any body type is going to have a certain struggle with something or, you know, maybe wants to change something about yourself. Or if you don't have any of these, you are awesome, I swear. But, you know, at least for me, I know I've had certain insecurities growing up and everything. So I feel like it's super important to talk about this because, yeah, like Vernisa was saying, we're never going to be meeting any type of standard that's in or whatever. You know, sometimes smaller girls may be in, sometimes thicker women may be in. Right now, it's like, you know, the bigger butt, smaller waist, you know, but we'll get more into that. But yeah, just learn to embrace your body regardless of what it looks like.
Yeah, like I remember one of my art teachers in high school, she told me there's always somebody that wants what you have and you may be looking down upon it. And it's true because it's like we're always like, we look a certain way, but we're like, I want to look like that. And they're probably thinking you have the best shape.
Right.
And it's like, you know, really finding that love deep within yourself, you know. You know, those insecurities, like, you know, I feel like I grew up with a person, they can root from all types of things, whether it's family, whether it's, you know, other relationships, music videos, you know, or just who you're surrounded with. You know, maybe you are like you look different out of everybody, you know, and I feel like when we start to compare ourselves to people, that's where that negative self-talk about our body comes in, and we feel like, you know, we have to look a certain way to fit in and stuff, and it's like really just having that confidence within yourself.
Definitely. I mean, I think, you know, talking about body insecurities, like I was the, I don't know, bigger friend or like, you know, the friend who was higher up on the sizing chart. And it didn't feel good at the time, you know, especially because clothing was not meant to flatter my body type. Now I'm learning to embrace my curves and really just be proud of what I look like. But yeah, it was a struggle, especially like in middle school and high school when I really did start developing like the kind of body that I have now. And just seeing that like my friends, you know, could share clothes with each other and stuff and their jeans, you know, but I was the one left out because their jeans wouldn't fit me or their shirts wouldn't fit me either. And I think that really added on to my insecurities because I was like, dang, am I weird? You know, do I have to lose all this weight to be small? Or, you know, why was I born like this? Like just starting to question my whole, you know, existence at that point.
That's true. I think when you're younger, you go through a stage where, yeah, you know, you're being a kid. It's normal. But I feel like when you hit a certain age and then it's like, bam, this is hit, then you start questioning yourself. Yeah. And then it's like, I don't know, middle school wasn't the best for me in that aspect because it was a different image that was in at that time. And I just remember like, I don't know, just thinking, you know, just, I don't know, putting myself down for certain things. And I'm like, looking back, I'm like, what was the point of that, you know? And a lot of it too, it roots from your upbringing. Sometimes family isn't the nicest to you. Like you could be, you know, putting on a little weight and sometimes they'll make you feel like shit, you know. And it's like, I feel like we take our family or close friends, we take their opinion very serious, that, you know, we end up really trying to live to that standard. Like, I'm gonna be real, like, I had a family member, she just one day was like, you know, you're fat, you're chubby, out of nowhere. And I was like, okay. But it, like, I feel like that family member was saying it to, like, really, like, put me down or whatever. But I like how, you know, when she had told it to me, I already built some confidence within myself to where what she told me didn't matter. But I feel like if she would have told me that a long time ago, that probably would have broke me down because of where I was. So I feel like once you build that confidence within yourself, it's not going to matter what anybody tells you.
Definitely. I mean, I know for me, like, my thighs have always, or had always been an insecurity growing up. So I remember, like, I would hate wearing shorts and stuff, and just seeing, like, how I noticed whenever somebody looked at me, whether it was a family member or not, the first thing they would see were my thighs. Like, I would see their eyes go down first and then look up at me, you know. And I think just having that image growing up really sucked. Like, I wanted to become invisible at some point, you know, and just, like, not wear shorts ever. And, you know, especially with the low-rise jeans being popular at that point, I remember just wearing, like, baggier shirts because I was like, these pants do not fit me. Yeah, so thankful for high-waisted jeans.
Thank you.
Yeah, but, you know, and it sucks because our family members probably grew up with certain standards as well, like not learning to accept themselves for who they are. And whether it's consciously or not, they probably project that onto us. And they don't realize how detrimental it can really be to our self-image, and like how that can lead to a possible eating disorder or, you know, just the way we look at ourselves, body dysmorphia. So yeah, that was hard growing up like that.
Yeah, and I feel like too, like a lot of family, you know, people, you know, your family members, they base weight a lot on women because it's like for the sake of finding a man. It's like, oh, you better get in shape so you can find your husband, this and that. And it's like they don't ever talk about health. Like, it's never about health. Like, I never heard no one say, oh, you need to be healthy, you know, you should lose some weight, you know, whatever, get more toned, whatever it is, be it a healthy fit. It's always focused on the appearance part. And I think health is something that should be talked about more in households versus like, you look this certain way or you ain't got this, you ain't got that, you're short, you're tall. You know, it's like, that's where those insecurities start in the beginning. And then I feel like we're so stuck on trying to look a certain way, we're ignoring our health. Exactly.
And this is me speaking for us thicker women. I'm never going to be a size 0, you know, so I'm never going to be, like, I'm never going to be able to reach that physically. That's just not possible. I tend to store a lot of, you know, weight around my hip, you know, booty, thigh area, so I can't achieve that. And if I ever did, like, there would be something seriously wrong with my body in particular, you know, so that's just not possible for me physically. But going on to that of, like, don't believe everything you see on the scale either. I mean, I think that was my biggest thing that I also had to learn when I did finally start, like, a weight loss fitness journey. I have been the same weight, like, numerically since high school. And I remember during college at one point with my fitness, I got so frustrated because the number wasn't changing, but I was like, I could have sworn, you know, like, I look more toned and stuff. So then I started realizing that, like, you can measure yourself through inches and stuff. So that I did start seeing a difference in. And not saying you should be obsessed with numbers regardless of what they are, definitely not. But just that was kind of a validation for me in, like, what I was working on and things, just realizing, like, okay, you know, my body weight number stays the same, but it's the inches that, you know, either reduce or increase. I also wanted to talk about, like, BMI. I know a lot of doctors use this, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I respect what it stands for and everything, but for some of us who have been more athletic throughout our lives, you know, we are shorter and stuff, a certain BMI range, you know, can be considered obese. But it's like, you know, I remember when I went to the doctor and I ranged within that, you know, I was like, I'm not, though, you know, and it just kind of bothered me because I was like, dang, how overweight am I? You know, and I've never, like, struggled with my weight to that point, but I just remember being at the doctor's office feeling so shitty. And then I realized, like, no, like, I've played sports, you know, I am thicker just naturally in general. I have more volume to me or whatever. So I learned to also just, you know, start discarding that BMI number as well.
I feel like factors like that is just another thing that tries to keep us in this box and keep us trying to beat ourselves up because we don't hit a certain standard. And I don't know, I feel like it's detrimental to our mental health in that aspect. And also too, y'all, Another thing, don't let social media affect your confidence. Like, I think it's beautiful when people are posting and they're just feeling great about themselves, you know. Fuck the likes, fuck whatever. Like, you want to rock that cute outfit, rock it, you know. If you feeling good, feel good. You ain't got to be a certain size to feel good about yourself. Like, I don't care at the end of the day. Like, I just think it's beautiful. Like, I love how when Megan Thee Stallion dropped her body song, she did like the body loving challenge.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was her song, or people were like showing off different pictures of their body, like embracing themselves. Like, I think we need more of those versus, just show that you know, show that curve angle, you know, whatever. So I don't know, like whatever. Just like basically paying attention to just to one part or making one group of, you know, people. I love how it's just like embrace it. Like, everybody, like we're all feeling good. Because I feel like when it's too much of just one group going around, that's when the people who are under group don't feel welcome anywhere.
And I think that's one of the most positive changes I've seen in body image throughout the years, because when we were in middle school, that was definitely not the case. Like, if you didn't look a certain way, you definitely didn't meet the beauty standard or whatever, in quotes, obviously. But now, that we are older, I'm happy to see that the younger generation is able to embrace that and like start to feel beautiful from a younger age. Speaking for, you know, men as well, because I know the body image has been changing for the men throughout time too. And also just realizing that when we say body positivity, you know, we're not promoting unhealthy either on either end. You know, we're not saying like looking too much of something or too little of something. No, we're just saying whatever's healthy for your particular body type, your lifestyle, you know, taking everything into account. That's what matters. Feel good in that type of body. Maybe you want to look a little different, so you want to work out, whether to gain weight or to lose weight. That's cool. That's fine. Have goals. I think that's beautiful, you know, but don't let it consume your life. And then it's like, because I don't look this way, you know, I don't feel good or whatever. And I think that's a reminder that I had to do to myself as well throughout the years, because I would struggle where it's like, dang, you know, just a few more inches here, but I had to retrain myself to not be like that.
That's true. I think with weight loss, do it for you. Like, point blank period, you and your health. That should be like their main priority when if you're thinking about going through a body change. You know, some people want to gain weight, some people want to lose weight, whatever it is. Just make sure it's for you and for your heart and for your well-being. Because I feel like when we put a price on our weight loss because of like what someone else said or whatever, because somebody made you feel like someone made you feel like shit or something, that's when it's not healthy, because you end up doing that, but then you'll get to that level and still not have confidence, because you still don't have that confidence within yourself. So I feel like it all starts within.
Major facts. I hope y'all were listening. Honestly,
it's been a minute. Go ahead.
I mean, it's true. Like, what is your purpose for doing this? And don't let it be somebody else, you know, or social media, society, whatever, family, even. Like, why are you trying to do this, you know, if you are trying to change? And we just had to put this out there too, how like, while we're excited that thicker women are being embraced nowadays, I think for me personally, I'm not excited that it has to be like the perfect image of a thicker woman. You know, like people expect a woman with thick legs and a thick booty, but no cellulite. Like, how is that possible?
I'm about to walk off of here right now.
You know, it doesn't make sense to me. Just knowing that regardless if you have a thick booty or not, you know, thick chest or not, there's going to be like either stretch marks somewhere or some sort of cellulite or something jiggles somewhere or not. You know, there's like bones somewhere. Like, regardless, there's something with us that, you know, it doesn't sit well with me when like so many women's bodies are like touched up to like, you know, make it seem like she doesn't have a roll here or no stretch marks here. Like, I think that's what makes us beautiful, actually. Like, seeing that our body maybe grew too fast, you know, but it's still like supernatural. And, you know, this is my only temple that I get to live in. So I'm happy with everything that it comes, scars or not.
Yeah, no stretch mark shaming. When I see that, I'm like, okay, but you want somebody with a big booty, but stretch marks scare you. That don't make any sense. I'm just saying, like, at least know your facts about a big booty and thick thighs, if that's what you, as a man or whatever you're trying to attract. Because I'm sorry, if it's all natural, that's what it comes with. A lot of the time, that's what it comes with. So I just think, and that's just, it's making us scared to be our normal selves, you know, like, it's making us scared to like walk out the door. Oh, this piece of cellulite is showing this. I'm gonna take this angle, and I think that's when we're tearing ourselves apart. Because you look up, you're taking longer to take a selfie. I'm gonna be real. I've been through that stage where like it took me so long to take a selfie or a picture or whatever because I just didn't feel comfortable because it was showing certain parts, and that's something I'm still working on. I'm gonna be honest. Like this is a real moment right here, you know. And I think a lot of it is those voices in my head like, oh, I don't want to show that, I want to look a certain way. But it's like in the day we have to just embrace who we are. So it's like that's something I'm actively working on, but I feel better when I do just, this is me and I'm enjoying it.
Exactly. Real bodies come with real stretch marks, you know, everything
natural.
Yeah, exactly. Like as a thick woman my whole life, and Bernice as a thick woman her whole life, we can attest to this, and just own it. Yo, at the end of the day, like, so freaking what if I got, you know, little extra rolls here and there? At the end of the day, that's my body. I love it. I get to wake up with it. I'm lovable also. I'm squishy. Like, I'm happy, you know, being who I am.
Someone told me you're squishy. I'm fluffy. I was like, okay, sorry.
You know? And, like, I've just learned to take words like that and spin them into a positive thing because at the end of the day, society is always going to tell me there's something wrong with me.
Every day.
Yeah. So regardless, like, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be owning me. But yeah, like Bernice said, it's not always easy. Of course, I still look at myself in the mirror sometimes and struggle and like wish I could hide something here, you know, or yeah, try to take pictures at a certain angle just to make sure it doesn't look a certain way, you know, but I just learned like I'm never going to satisfy everybody, and that's okay. I'm not aiming to do that either. And I think like Blogilates or Cassie Ho, you know, she brought up a really good point also where she recently made a video on like the perfect body, and she was saying the perfect body does exist. It's the one that you're currently in right now. And she went through a lot of body trends like throughout many years in history, and like how it's fluctuated, how it's been like the more curvaceous woman, and then it's been like the thinner woman, and then back to curvaceous, but it's like changed throughout the years. So there's never gonna be like, yes, accept yourself for who you are because the ideal body is not existing. Like that's false, you know. The media, society is always gonna create like the perfect body for the moment. You know, for the 2020s it happens to be the bigger booty, the smaller waist, the bigger chest, but no stretch marks, no wrinkles, no cellulite, no nothing anywhere. So I don't know who fits into that, but
let me know.
I mean, cool, whatever. I guess I'll just never be able to fit perfectly into a body trend, you know, and that's okay. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked out that video, I think it's a really good point that she made, you know, and her being a woman of a smaller frame herself, I think her bringing that up and really talking about her struggles being a smaller woman too in this time period is really important. So yeah, that video by Blogilates, Cassie Ho, definitely go check her out.
Yeah, and also check out her workout videos. Me and Jim put me on to that. Girl. We be in here. Woo! Shout out to Cassie Ho though.
Really though,
girl, we love you, right? And yeah, basically, to sum up what Jen just said, don't let trends affect your confidence. You know, trends are always gonna change. Like, yo, what's gonna be in next year? I don't know. Whatever. Like, in a day, own you. You're unique. You're you for a reason. Embrace that. You know what I mean? Because like that shit changes every month. This shit changes. So what are you gonna do? Keep changing to change with that? Like, no. Like, it's something beautiful about embracing you and just moving in that. You know. And we also want to talk about dating and body image. You know, I feel like when you love yourself, it starts with that. You'll attract the person that's right for you. You're not gonna care what your partner has to say. You know, like if someone speaks down on you, or feel like you need to look a certain way to attract this certain person because you're embracing who you are, you know. And I want to say too, you know, there's toxic relationships where, let's say one of the people isn't happy with their body, and the other person is just putting them down for it. You know, I feel like if you're in a relationship like that, or you have body goals, I feel like it's important to get have a partner who is helping you on your journey. If you're not happy with your body, they're out there working out with you. They're motivating you. They're pouring love into you, you know, because you want to change your body, not because they're trying to make you. You know, now it's different if like a partner is telling you to be healthier. Like I feel like that's a whole other discussion. We're just talking about image in general. But I feel like it's very healthy when we attract a partner who is down with us when we're trying to make those body decisions.
For real, I agree. I mean, I'm not saying our partner's opinion is everything, but it matters a lot. But also know when it's that limit to how much it should matter. And I think we need to know the difference also between them helping us and them criticizing us. Speaking on the toxic relationships, like, I know toxic is thrown around so loosely, but speaking on, like, for those of you who have been in toxic relationships and know what that feels like, maybe you've experienced something like this, but I remember I did, and actually you speaking about this just brought that memory back up. Actually,
Get real.
Yeah, like, now I can talk about it, obviously, but I just remember, like, at that point being with that person, I was struggling with my weight and, like, just felt like, I was gaining weight and I wasn't happy with where I was physically. So I remember making a comment like that to him, and he said something along the lines of, like, oh, well, yeah, maybe you should work out. And the statement itself doesn't sound so bad, but the way he said it, and rather than, like, helping me, he kind of just knocked me down, put that final pin to just, like, yeah. And I think I didn't realize actually how much that affected my self-esteem throughout that relationship, because I felt like I needed his validation later on, like, okay, maybe I do need to lose weight, and then he'll see me as beautiful. Maybe I'll finally get a compliment from him, and things like that. So it just, I can't believe that memory popped back up. But yeah, it's, we need to learn to love ourselves, because when people like that do come across our lives, we learn how to just, you ain't the person for me. Like, I don't need that type of negativity in my life. And it sucks when your whole body image, self-esteem is reliant on someone else's opinion, especially when they're trying to destroy you in the process.
Oh, that's so true. And, like, to relate to that, I remember I was dating this one dude, and I made a comment. He like complimented me, like, oh, you're so beautiful, da-da-da. And he was like, now let's just get that waist smaller. Wow. And mind you, he wasn't the fittest dude. And that was back, like I said, I was more naive in that time. I remember, like, internalizing that, like, oh, well, what's wrong with my waist? What's wrong, because I was, like, comfortable in my skin. But then when he said it, it was like, oh, well, okay. And what I'm trying to say is, like, you don't understand, people don't understand how much you can hurt another person with just words alone, so it's like, I feel like we got to be cautious. Even if we're the ones making the comments, we got to be cautious on how we approach people, especially if we do, let's say inside you do want the person to lose some weight or change something about their body. We have to be cautious on how we approach those things. And I say this to say also, like, from past experiences with, men I dated in the past, I always reflect on the things that I did like about them, because I know whoever I am meant to be with, I do want some of those traits. And I remember, like, someone I did date in the past, he actually worked out with me one time. Like, he was, like, saying, like, what do you want your body to look like? I'll help, we're going to work out together and do things. And I feel like it was just a different feeling, because it's like, okay, that's definitely a positive trait that I want to take with me, is somebody who's like, okay, we want to change this, how we going to do it, versus just, like, we just talked about kicking us when we're down or making us feel more like shit. Because obviously the first dude I just brought up, that's how he talks to himself. He was just finding a way to just mirror that onto me. So I feel like we can't take things personal either when people kick us right now, because that's literally how they treat themselves.
Facts. Moment of silence for that.
Woo!
I mean, it's true though. Like, the way people talk to you just are a reflection of them. But that's a topic for a whole different.
Yeah, we get in.
But yeah, definitely. Like, just, obviously, you guys have to see that this whole episode is about self-love in its own, like, learning to literally love the physical aspects of you. I know we talk a lot about the internal things and, your flaws that you come with internally, but we also need to focus on the physical stuff, because some of the certain things we come with, we can't change. And even if we could, should we? And I think we need to just learn to embrace the only body that we have. It's our temple. And I think since I started telling myself that it's my temple, it's my safe place, I've started viewing things differently, just like how I eat, how I treat my body, what I say to my body, and just how I choose to embrace it. And I've also found that I like how I look in certain clothing, so I tend to gravitate towards those types of colors or styles. Yes, those types of looks. So I tend to focus more on that rather than like, oh, well, I could never wear that because of whatever. So just shifting the mindset onto that also, learning that this is what I come with and I wouldn't change it for the world, because obviously the universe, God, creator, whatever you want to believe in, believed that the world needed someone to look like me as well on this planet, and I'm super proud of that.
Oh, another moment of silence. I'm gonna say too, embrace your gut, embrace your cellulite, whatever. We got something to say. We gonna sit down somewhere. Like,
if I could get up from this chair.
Yeah, end of the day, like, like we got it. Like, because I feel like when we're shaming ourselves, we're harming ourselves. On a deeper level, and I feel like that could turn to a relapse, because I even been through those phases where I'm like, oh, well, whatever, F it, and I just started doing even more unhealthy habits, probably overeating and stuff, because I was just feeling more down about myself. And I feel like when we're taking ourselves to that low place, we're going to do low place activities, so it's like, it's nothing wrong with pumping yourself up, feeding yourself that love, that self-love, so you can make healthier decisions. And it's like, yeah, if you wake up and you're like, okay, I do want this change for myself, you're doing it but in a healthy way, and because you want to do it, because you feel good about it.
Girl, tell it. Yes. And I want to bring up too that sometimes, no matter how fit we are, we may still have a little pooch, we may still have the cellulite.
Especially after you eat.
Exactly. And sometimes our body type is just not meant to look a certain way. Like, I know no matter how fit I get, I'm still always going to have some sort of cellulite on my thighs. Like, that's just the reality of the truth. But you know what? I'm happy. Like, I love looking at my thighs now. They're strong, they walk, they get me everywhere, and I'm just proud to be who I am with, everything that I come with physically. And we also wanted to bring up that your body does change as you grow. And we're obviously speaking from the women's side,
yes,
because this is the only life that we've lived. We do identify as heterosexual women, so this is the perspective we bring. But, through any life experiences, especially pregnancy, like even just getting older, we see different changes in our body. Maybe something sags a little more, or, something is a little more round, just, all over type of thing. So just learning to embrace whatever age you're at, whatever experiences you've had, pregnancies, if you have the scars from the pregnancy, those are beautiful. You brought a life into this world. And even if, your pregnancy didn't fully go, you still had that experience, and learning to love your body and embrace it regardless makes you so strong as a woman.
Yeah, and I think that's why, like, us as women, we really have to, like, attract love that's more than just status and like, oh, she just got this bang. Like, then if the man is with you just because you got that banging body and that's the only reason, or just your physical appearance, yeah, what is he gonna do when he has a child with you? And our bodies are gonna go through these natural changes. And I think that's why it's like we really have to question really, who we surrounding ourselves with, who we're having children with. All those things play a part in it, so Jen spoke some truth about that, and it's like, it's beautiful what we go through, but it's like, we gotta make sure the person that we're with really loves us for us and is gonna be there, you know what I mean? And embrace us too, and like we're embracing ourselves, and I don't know, I just had to say that, because you see it a lot. Like, you see it a lot. You see like women get pregnant, and then the dude, like, just because he was with her just because of her looks only, acting different because her body's going through change, and it's like, it's natural. Like, I don't know, that's how you bring a life into this world.
Exactly. And if some of you men or the other gender can relate to this, definitely take what you can out of everything that we've been saying, because regardless, like, you guys come with a body too. I know certain men in my life who they've wished they were thicker, or stronger, or whatever, buffer, because that's typically the standard look for men, but physically they just can't get like that. They tend to be more on the lean side, and there's nothing wrong with that either.
I like my lean.
I was gonna say, I'm already a thick woman, so
what's up?
I need me a thinner man.
What's anybody though? That's like, I'm messing with you.
Sorry, we get into our.
That's our little jokes. Good.
Yes, we love.
They don't want you. I'll take you.
Come on over to this side. But regardless of what you identify with or don't identify with, always prioritize health over looks. That's always going to be important. That's always going to be in, regardless of what trend. Always prioritize health over looks. And like I was saying earlier, if certain clothes styles or colors or whatever make you feel good, wear the shit out of those. I think that's fine. I don't care what anybody says. Like, I know somebody in my life who tends to be on the thicker side, and she embraces all of her, like, she wears her short dresses, she wears her high heels, she shows her cleavage, and she's sexy. Like, that's what I like about her. She has that natural confidence, and I just love that she doesn't let society dictate what she wears and doesn't wear. So I've learned to take a page from her book and just apply that to my own life.
And speaking on like prioritizing health over looks, not even just like looking and feeling healthy, but even like if you are going to take the route of like wanting to lose weight or gain weight, do that too in a healthy way. We see so many like the quick way to lose weight, this and that, and then guess what? It's destroying your body in the process. So I just think, if you are planning on trying to going on a diet, whatever, or trying to gain, really look into the healthiest way possible, because I feel like that's going to take a toll on you in the long run also. I feel like if you do want to lose weight, you want to get more fit, make it a lifestyle. I feel like it should just be like a full change at the end of the day, because I feel like when we take that quick route, it's easy to take that relapse, and guess what? You feel more down about yourself because of that. So that's just another thing I wanted to add on about health. And then me and Jen also want to talk about like some of the ways like we gain confidence on our body. I would say for me personally, those positive affirmations, definitely looking at myself in the mirror more, and I'm gonna be real, taking pictures. Those of you that follow me on Instagram, y'all know I take a lot of pictures, but you know what? Beautiful. I really love taking pictures. Yes. Like, I really feel good. It's something that I personally do, because that's me. Like, it ain't even like, oh, I'm posting this so everyone can see. It's really about, I felt good that day. I felt like taking a picture. Okay, I felt like posting it, and that's just my personal approach to it. Another thing, speaking life into other people about it. I feel like when you come together with other people who are going through, who have the same body image as you, or going through certain things, talking to them. I like to speak life into my little sisters. They grew up in a different generation, and I feel like kids are meaner today. Like, they really got social media on their ass, like really everything. Like, they're ahead of us in that aspect. So it's like, I feel like doing those healthy things has helped me like gain more confidence talking to people. Because that's one thing that helps me learn is teaching.
And yeah, I think these are great, like always focusing in and then trying to spread that love outwards. And also for me personally, I'm like, okay, if I dislike my body, but it's something I truly cannot change about myself, what kind of life am I going to live? What kind of relationship am I going to have with myself? And then if I don't accept myself, how am I going to expect someone else to do it? And how is their opinion more important than my own? Like, I've always focused on self-relationship, but now I emphasize it even more. Like, who tells me that my body's not beautiful other than myself? Like, who cares what anybody else's opinion is? And yeah, sometimes it's easier to say that, but lately, because it's been more consistent, that I remind myself, and I'm starting to change the things that I can. Like, if I want to get more toned, I personally like more muscle on my body, so I'm working towards that. But it's no longer because, I look a certain way. It's because that's the type of body that I want. Idealistically, yeah, I can get more toned, so that's where I'm headed. So yeah, that's the focusing on the healthy part also, and then doing it for the right reasons, just knowing why you're doing something, and then being okay if the trend today isn't the same tomorrow,
because it's gonna change. No, it's true though. And honestly, stop body shaming. We're all unique, end of the day. Like, that's what it is. I feel like the more we do, the more you pick on other people, you're actually hurting yourself.
Exactly. And I think Katie in Mean Girls, Lindsay Lohan's character said it best. Like, calling someone else fat isn't going to make me skinnier. Calling someone else ugly isn't going to make me prettier. So it's the same thing with the body shaming. Like, if we're just talking down on each other, what's that doing for ourselves? We're just these ugly monsters on the inside in that case. And why add more to the negativity that's already out there? And why possibly make someone else's day worse just because we're projecting our own insecurities onto them? Because I'm sorry, if you're too busy looking at somebody else's body, you got some issues that you got to work on yourself. And I'm saying that straight up because some people don't want to do the inner work. They don't want to get in within themselves. But, if you're focusing on other people, maybe it's time to start doing some of that shit, because that's not cute. Like, everybody's going through something right now. The last thing we need is someone talking about somebody's weight gain or weight loss. You know, if it's in an unhealthy manner and you know this person personally, maybe you're doing it for concerns in that way.
That's different.
That's completely different. But if it's just to talk smack about them, there's something wrong with you.
That's so true. You never know what somebody is fighting in the dark. You know what I mean? And the last thing I want to add on too is, if you are on your journey too of losing weight, you know, or whatever, pat yourself on the back on your progress. I think it's okay to celebrate the small steps, like, oh, I look good in this dress today, and things like that. I think that constant reminder is always the best, and you'll start to feel good about yourself and not even care.
Yeah, I personally have a pair of jeans that I have sitting there that they're like my marker, you know. She loves Genuine.
My favorite
for those
song.
of y'all who want to ask. Exactly.
Go ahead. It was for a reason too.
Right. But really though, in those jeans.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Now that song's gonna be stuck in my head.
I know, right.
But yeah, like
after this. Okay,
yes, that'll be our ending song to the episode.
Finish the thing. Okay.
But sorry, that was a little side note. But I do see now. I forgot what I was gonna say. Ain't no point. Oh, something about jeans. I don't know. But yeah, you can use those
for you. Yeah.
Yes, there you go. I have a pair of jeans that are just waiting for me to get back into them. And those are like my marker jeans that once I finally attain my goal, they're like my celebratory, yes, you know, and guess what? I'm going to have some pizza after I fit into them because that's balance, baby.
That's what you call balance, like
yes.
you said. Woo! But we appreciate y'all tuning in to our latest episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this, like, comment, whatever. Like, you know, like I said, SpeakUpJV is an open space, a safe space. So feel free to, we love you guys' thoughtful comments and your feedback. It means a lot. Please keep telling us how you feel. Keep opening up to us. We love to hear your stories and hear from you. You can follow our Instagram at SpeakUpJV. Follow us on Podbean at speakupjv.podbean.com. We're also on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple. Just tap in. I'm sorry, y'all. This is the goofiest episode we've ever had. But we appreciate you. We appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.